Hello, everyone. This is Ishan Shahane from Ref Sports. A very good morning to everybody. I'm your host for today, and I'm going to cover all the sports news in the most efficient manner. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get started with the first news. It's cricket. The IPL auction is bound to happen on December 19th. Obviously, everyone is really, really excited for that. There are 77 slots up for grabs and 333 players set to go under the hammer. So, obviously, a lot of expectation, a lot of excitement, and there'll be so many youngsters all over the country, different countries will be really, really eager to see, how much they'll possibly go for. And even some international stars who have performed really well, Travis Head, Ravindra Rajendra, Gerald Coetzee, to name a few. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this IPL auction actually unfolds. We're going to have a discussion on this later on as well. But for now, that this is the first news to begin with. The second news as well, it's regarding cricket. A stop clock has been introduced, and a stop clock being introduced will obviously help the cause of future cricket because a lot of questions have been raised. Is the format getting too long? Is the 50 over format too tedious for too many viewers? So a stop clock getting introduced into the format can really help the format because I think time wastage can be reduced, and I think this might just help players from both sides as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this actually affects both teams. It's going to go under trial against, like in the first match with England and West Indies. So there will be a trial period to begin with. And after that, we're going to see how this actually unfolds. Football news now because, there are so many football lovers all over the world, especially Sneha as well, who's with me, who's joined the show. But I'm going to get started off by saying that Manchester United have huge odds to, beat if they want to avoid early elimination. I mean, this is a team that's been a top team over the years, and suddenly, they haven't been performing at their very best. So they'll be under a lot of pressure. They'll be under the pump, and they're going against Bayern Munich. So I mean, it's going to be an uphill task for them. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens. But obviously, United fans all over the world will be eager and hoping for the best. And I have to say, I'm hoping for the best as well. Talking about para games, high jumpers Varun Singh Bhati, Nishad Kumar stole the limelight as they won a gold medal each on the opening day for the athletics competitions at the Khelo India Para Games. So fantastic news all around for Indian sports as well. I mean, it's so good to watch that it's just now cricket, just now cricket. It's sports from all over, that are taking the limelight. It's people, young athletes from all over coming in and, performing at the very best. So this is what's going to inspire the whole generation because it's so often that cricket's been the sport that has taken the limelight, and fair enough. But we also want to see other athletes, other sports coming into the picture and doing well. So this is just fantastic news. Cricket again, Jofra Archer has been, seen playing for a Barbados club. So I mean, it's very interesting to see how this has happened because he was apparently injured. He's not been, playing too much. So the England board themselves have been very surprised. And, I think we all have missed Jofra Archer. So if he's practicing, if he's playing, that's just very good news. And it'll be nice to see him back in action. I've got Sneha with me. Thank you so much for joining. Good morning.
Good morning, Ishan.
So Sneha, we first talk about the IPL auction because this is going to be a huge auction, and I think a lot of viewers all over the world are going to tune in and see this. We'll discuss three top players. I want you to tell me what you think about Travis Head in this auction, and do you think he's going to go for a large sum of money?
Yeah, he can be. I think he can be one of the biggest get beat from the teams
Yeah.
because we can't forget the 100 he scored in the final.
Yes.
I think we can't forget that. And he's a brilliant fielder also. The catch he took of Rohit Sharma, I think that changed the game for Australia in the final also. So uh, his batting, his fielding, and especially his aggressive nature while batting at the top. And in different franchise league, he has played in middle order also,
Yeah.
and he can bowl a bit also. You know that he can
Hmm.
beat a bit of spin also. So he is a all-round package, and I think for any team, he can be a great addition. So I think he can get a great bid. So let's see.
I couldn't agree more with you, Sneha. And I think with Travis said, young Ravindra as well, he's been performing so well in the World Cup. And I think that confidence will really help him if he's in that auction, if he gets picked. Do you think he as well has huge chances? And do you think, but like a lot of teams might go after him as well?
Yeah, obviously. I think he is a lot like Travis said because he can bowl. We saw in World Cup he was bowling like 10 overs in a
Yes.
game like day. Okay, and at the top, he's scoring runs for fun. Like he scored
Yeah.
578 in matches. And
True.
the best thing is he scored in all parts of India.
Yeah.
So that's a very good thing, and I think all teams must have looked at that, and
Yeah.
they already having some plan for the young guy. I think, and Bangalore, you can say his second home, and I hope RCB might get a chance to get him in the team, and he can be a great addition to RCB also.
It's funny that you mentioned that because you're right. A lot of RCB fans have, tagged Rachin Ravindra in their posts and saying that he belongs to Bangalore. So it'll be interesting to see if RCB actually goes after him. And besides him, it's his teammate, Daryl Mitchell. He's also performed so well in the World Cup. And, those performances, can't be ignored for sure. And I think a lot of teams might go after him as well, right?
Yeah, actually, for me, I think he is the most improved player in last 2 3 years
Yeah.
when it comes to New Zealand. Initially, he used to ball a bit, but nowadays he doesn't ball so much. He only focused on batting, and irrespective of any format, like in T20s or
Yes.
ODIs or Test, he has been brilliant for New Zealand. In every crunch situation, he comes and scored a big 100 or something to give his team a great platform, give his bowlers to defend something.
Mhm.
And against India, where we all know how Indian bowlers performed throughout the World Cup, but he was the only batter to score 200,
Yeah.
and all 200 came against India. So he is a
That's
great batter, but the thing is, you have to look the overseas option of the team.
Mhm.
So because you can only play four overseas players, so that's a huge thing to think about for the franchises. But Dale Mitchell is a good option to have for any team.
True, true. And I think I have to mention something here. Like in a T20 format, all rounders are the biggest asset. I think even you will agree. So Gerald Coetzee, he's obviously a bowler, but he's a fast bowling option who can also come out then hit a few shots. So he's going to be someone that teams might have the eye for as well because he can bowl at 150 plus and also come down the order and whack a few out of the park. So Gerald Coetzee,
Obviously, because he took 20 wickets in 8 games in the World
yeah,
Cup, and he was bowling under 6.5 economy. So that's a great stats to have. And he is a youngster, aggressive fast bowler.
yeah,
And I think aggression is a big part for any fast bowler to do well. And he, as you mentioned, he can bowl very fast, and he has variations also. We have seen him playing for the Chennai Super King franchises, like
yeah,
in 20 he has played for Texas Super Kings, and in MLC he has played for the Super Kings franchise. So
yeah,
I think the Chennai, that connection might influence Chennai to get him into the team. And for Chennai, I think they need a fast bowler like overseas fast and aggressive fast bowler. And we all know under MS Dhoni how good opportunity that would have been for Gerald Coetzee for
yeah.
him also. So I think
True.
that I think JL Coetzee can be a good addition for CSK or any other team, but we have to see.
True. And any youngsters who you think could have a great IPL or someone who you think could go for a lot of money besides the top stars that we have in our mind?
Yeah, I think we all discuss about the overseas
Yeah,
name, but I think franchises might look at the domestic competitions like
yeah,
currently Vijay Hazare happening and the Syed Mushtaq Ali happened sometimes earlier. So I think some young names like
yes,
domestic
yeah,
Indian names, uncapped players might go for a big money. In recently WPL auction, we saw some uncapped players go for huge money. So
yes.
in the IPL also, I think one or two names can surprise us and can go for big money.
Thank you, Snehashis. And before we sum it up, you mentioned that you had to speak a little about Odisha's defeat. They defeated a Basundhara Kings. So I mean, that's just fantastic. And Indian football is doing well. So I think we should sum up this segment with a
Yeah,
little word on that.
actually, what a result for Odisha FC. In fact, for the
Yeah.
Indian football, because they had a terrible start to the AFC Cup campaign.
Yes.
It is the maiden appearance in this competition, by the way. So in the first attempt, they lost two matches, and then they won back-to-back four matches
Mm.
and qualified for the interzonal semi-final. So what a result! Congratulations to the team and the coach Sergio Lobeda. He has been brilliant so far.
Yeah.
And in ISL, we have seen him doing great things with FC Goa and Mumbai City FC, winning the ISL, Indian Super Cup, and everything,
Yes.
winning the series also. So now with Odisha, he is doing great. And let's see in March when the semi-final happen, we'll all support the team and let's see where it can happen. By the way, in 2016, Bangalore FC had the chance to win the cup, but
Yeah.
they ended up as runners-up. So we missed by a little
Mm,
chance that time, but we
okay.
hope that we can go all the way and win this cup and qualify for the AFC Champions League.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for joining. You've been the best guest, and everyone viewing as well. Write in comments on who you think could possibly go in for big sums of money in the IPL auction. There'll be a nice debate that we can have. And thank you all for tuning in as well.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
लैपटॉप में अपन होता है